Will there be an immigration amnesty in 2024? It could happen. In fact, it could happen very soon, maybe during the summer of 2024. The US has not had an amnesty program in effect since April of 2001. Back then, primarily spouses of US citizens who had previously entered the US illegally, without being inspected by border agents, could adjust their status and obtain green cards. This led to a surge in the filing of these types of green card cases. We helped many people during this time obtain their green cards. You may be asking, how can there be an amnesty now? Hasn't Congress been debating this type of issue for decades? Given that background, how could an amnesty happen all of a sudden? This is a good question. It is true that Congress has been looking at and debating different plans to a long-term solution to this immigration issue. Due to competing agendas, there has not been an agreement. They have been at a standstill. However, a US president can do things that Congress cannot. We saw this in 2012 when President Obama, via executive order, started the DACA program. This program allowed young, unauthorized people without a criminal record to stay in the US without the fear of deportation. These young people could also get work permits, social security numbers, and driver's licenses. This program helped many young people work and go to school and become productive members of our society. This time, President Biden is not expected to sign an executive order like President Obama did. Rather, his administration apparently will expand the definition of a little-known term called parole in place. Parole in place allows a person with a close familial relationship to a US citizen to adjust their status and obtain a green card without having to leave the United States despite their previous illegal entry. It is granted by USCIS on a case-by-case basis. It is currently basically only used by spouses, children, and parents of US military personnel. If the definition of parole in place is expanded, it would no longer be applied on a case-by-case basis. The expansion of the term would have the effect of being an amnesty program. Immigrants would still need to qualify for their green cards, however, they would not need to show proof of their legal entry into the United States like they do now. It is estimated that close to 1 million people would directly benefit if the Biden administration moves forward with this plan. Others would benefit indirectly. Politically, the plan is expected to help President Biden in Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. As the next presidential race should be close, every little advantage will help. Given that there is likely not a political downside, those in red states were not going to vote for President Biden either way, it is likely that parole in place is being given very serious consideration by the Biden White House. President Obama signed the executive order for DACA in June of 2012 during his re-election year. Will the Biden administration do something similar in the summer of his re-election? Stay tuned. If you found this video helpful, please give us a like and please subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to email us about your immigration case. You can contact us at attorneygruner@gmail.com. Our email correspondence is free and confidential. We would be happy to answer your questions. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be relied on for legal advice. Although we are attorneys, we're not your attorney. Always consult with an attorney prior to filing paperwork with USCIS.